We want to thank everyone for joining us here for the semifinal post-game press conference of the 2023 CUSA Basketball Championships presented by Total Care. We're joined by WKU head coach Greg Collins and guard Teresa Faustino. We'll make sure attending media here in Frisco have the ability to ask their questions first, and then we will move to our Zoom audience. We ask that you please remain on mute until called upon, and please utilize the raised hand function to let us know you have a question for either our head coach or student athlete. As a reminder, WKU will take on Middle Tennessee tomorrow night in our championship game at 4:30 p.m. Central, live on CBS Sports Network. We will begin with an opening statement from WKU head coach Greg Collins before then opening it up to questions in the room. Coach, whenever you're ready.
First, I'm just thankful for the win. I'm always thankful for all the people that do so much for the team and for the girls and everybody that helps us get from place to place and plan practice and meals. And so I'm thankful for those wins because it takes a lot. And so, it could be more proud of these young ladies and how they played defense tonight. When you can hold a great player like Jordan Jenkins to 2 made field goals and 6 field goal attempts. I know she was a little bit of foul trouble, but she still played 20 minutes. When you can do that, then you've got a team full of young ladies that are locked in on the game plan and really focused on executing, not on their points, but on executing the game plan to do something together. And I'm really proud of that because that exemplifies this team. And really, from day one, we've said the strength of this team is the team. And I think that shows not just in our scoring, but really shows in that team defense. And when every night in, night out, we turn people over. We create havoc on defense, and that takes 5 players playing together all the time. And everybody gets excited about the steals. Everybody gets excited about the threes. That's not it. That's just not it. It's the effort, the hard work, the communication on defense working together. And when they do that, it makes everything else easier, makes everything else a lot more fun. And for that, I'm really proud of them.
Thank you. We'll go ahead and open it up to the room for questions.
Teresa, you guys were good defensively in the first half, but it seemed like you guys found another gear in the second half. What was it kind of changed where you guys were able to really kind of start putting pressure on them and kind of get some separation with your defense?
First of all, we understood they were out without their best player, and so that gave us extra fuel for our defense. And then we understood that the bench is always a continuation of the starting 5, and so we knew that once we got in, we had to keep the same energy they had. And so we always say perfect possession on defense. That's always our goal, and that's what really the game came to. It was defense.
They were playing their third game in 3 days, and you guys, as you said, your bench you used a lot. Do you feel like the bench kind of had more energy, and that was kind of one of the differences too?
Yes, I think we all stayed ready whenever our name got called, and we understood that we had more, how can I say this? We had more hustle than our opponent, and so we just took advantage of that, and we got them tired. And so that was really what won us the game today.
You mentioned Jenkins, but that's all 3 games you guys have done it. What is it? What's that special sauce you guys have?
Yeah, we're not telling him that. No, we're playing hard. Yeah, next question.
What can you say for the defense, particularly there in the third quarter?
They locked in. We're not the best rebounding team, and so we have to find other ways to compensate for a lack of size and not always being able to get a lot of rebounds. And so we talked about it again at halftime, and they just really locked in on what we're trying to do on defense. We held them to 6 points that third quarter. And so we made some threes. That's the fun stuff. Everybody gets excited about that. But really the defensive effort, when you can hold any team to 6 points in a quarter, you've done a pretty good job on defense. And so, we created some turnovers. We usually do that. That's another way. And so I'm proud of it. Jalen Foster did a great job of really mixing up her looks on the inside. We had great ball pressure. I think everybody's starting to get the idea of how to keep that pressure on the ball, and there's great communication on their part and understanding when to switch and when to spin somebody and when to trap somebody. And so when they do that, it's pretty hard for the other guards to know what's coming. And so they're playing together really well on the defensive end.
Even with the slow start to the season, you kept saying all along this is a process. What's it mean to kind of this group now to get back and you know, play for a conference tournament title now tomorrow?
I felt like in June, when we were getting ready to go to Italy, I felt like we had the type of team that could compete at a high level. And we played fairly well overseas, and then we came back, and we had some injuries. Maya wasn't quite back yet, and then we just didn't quite click yet. And we just kept working at it, and you just got to trust that process. And believe me, there's some nights where it's tough, where you think maybe I should change everything, and you just hang in there and keep working at it. And then things started clicking a little bit on defense with certain parts of our game, and then other parts. But really, about 3 weeks ago, the communication really took a big jump. And all of a sudden, I noticed in practice, and I stopped them and talked to them about it in practice, that they're not just talking about what they're doing. They're talking and solving problems as they play. And I told them that's high-level stuff. There are not a lot of teams that can communicate and solve problems while they're playing. And so when they do that, that makes them that much better on defense. It doesn't even matter about, and you couple that with a team that plays really hard. You put those two things together, and that are unselfish, then it doesn't matter that maybe you're not as tall, maybe you're not as experienced. You're going to play hard, and you're going to play hard together, and you're going to figure it out because there's things that happen that, we work on a scout, we work on a game plan. So does the other team. They've got a plan, and sometimes it's different than what we expected. And so they understand some of the principles, and they solve those problems and stick within our principles. And so for that, you couldn't ask for anything more.
You talked about it being different people every night all year. Jordan coming in, hitting those 2 threes, and the block on the other end. That was some big minutes she gave you there in the fourth.
Hey, Jordan's worked her tail off, and that's why it really is a team. Like, she comes to practice and competes hard in practice every day. She works on her shooting. She does those things every day. I don't know what her GPA is, but she's about to get a degree in economics with some like a 3.7. Teresa's a 3.9 GPA and an engineering major. We've got smart kids out there playing really hard and playing unselfishly. That's a good combination. And so I'm thrilled for Jordan. There's sometimes it's been difficult to get enough rotation in there, and there's players you kind of find a comfort level with. But the one thing I've tried to encourage Jordan with all year is just keep staying ready. Keep staying ready. And she's stayed positive the entire season, even though she hasn't got the same volume of minutes that other players have. And so I'm thrilled for Jordan to have this moment tonight.
Middle tomorrow, chance to automatic bid for the NCAA tournament. At the same time, with it being middle tomorrow, you're going to get an automatic bid to the WNIT either way now. You guys.
I thought we got an automatic bid because we finished second in the conference in regular season.
As long as they didn't make the NCAA tournament.
Oh, I see. Well, they should get an automatic. They should get a at large. Their net ranking's high enough, and they've been so. Anyway, we'll see.
You're playing after tomorrow is basically.
That's what you said. Yeah. Right now, we don't care about that. We want to play tomorrow, and we're glad we're playing tomorrow, and we'll show up.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your time. Congratulations again, and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.